its first hearing of the year, the House Judiciary Committee focused on immigration.
Justice for all.
House Republicans hammered the Biden administration over its handling of the border.
It is Biden's problem because in 2 years it's radically changed.
The House Judiciary Committee is packed with Freedom Caucus and other harder-line conservatives focused on the border, including Texas Congressman Chip Roy.
That's 2020 to 2022, almost 1,000 migrant deaths at the southwest border of the United States.
This hearing is titled Biden's Border Crisis. That is completely wrong. It is not Biden's border crisis. This has been a crisis for over half a century.
And it was.
Let's focus now on how the trauma of police killings ripples across communities. In September of 2016, Terrence Crutcher, a 40-year-old Tulsa resident and father of 4, was shot and killed by Officer Betty Shelby. Crutcher was waiting for help with his broken-down vehicle. Shelby was responding to the call. Crutcher was unarmed. 8 months later, Officer Shelby was found not guilty of first-degree manslaughter, and the case has been expunged from her record. Crutcher's twin sister, Tiffany Crutcher, created a foundation in his name focused on criminal justice and policing reform. She joins me now. Tiffany, welcome back. Some kind of change. Each time this happens, it seems to reignite this conversation around police reform that I know you do so much work in and around. Do you think this actually leads to change?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I feel that Black folks in America, we're in a state of emergency, and we're afraid. We're afraid for our lives, and we've seen video after video after video, starting with Rodney King. That's what I remember when I was just a little girl, and we saw videos of Philando Castile. We saw the video of my brother and so many more.
What do you see? Why do you think things have moved so swiftly in this case when they haven't in the past? And what does justice, if there is such a thing, look like for Tyre Nichols' family?
Well, to be honest, justice would be Tyre being alive. That is the only justice. The only justice is for people we pay to protect and serve us, for them to stop killing us.
In the day's other headlines, the Federal Reserve raised its benchmark short-term interest rate again, but this time by just a quarter point. Fed Chair Jerome Powell acknowledged that inflation seems to be cooling, but he said additional rate hikes are still likely.
Our job is to deliver inflation back to target, and we will do that. But I think we're going to be cautious about declaring victory and sending signals that we think that the game is won, because we've got a long way to go. It's the early stages of disinflation.
Today's rate hike was the 8th since last March for spending cuts in return for raising the national debt limit. The president has rejected such a deal, but McCarthy said they had a good meeting.
I think there is an opportunity here to come to an agreement on both sides. And I think that's the best I think that's what the American people want. Look, they want us to be responsible and sensible about this, and that's exactly the way we've handling it. I told the president I would like to see if we can come to an agreement long before the deadline, and we can start working on other things.
McCarthy declined again to say which spending Republicans want to cut. In a statement, the White House called the meeting frank and straightforward. The president agreed to continue the conversation with Speaker McCarthy.